That is more Uzumaki. No, no, not Uzumaki. The other one, the one where they go through the holes in the cave. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What the hell are up with these people?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about, right? Though that manga where people like
Yeah.
go through the holes and then they turn into horrifying monsters.
Wait, no, I don't think I've actually heard of that one.
Oh, it's a good one. It's made by the same person who made Uzumaki. That one I'm sure you've heard of.
No. Actually not.
Huh. I got some reading
Yeah.
material to show you later.
Yes, please do.
It's a guy who's very, very famous for writing horror mangas, however you pronounce it.
Oh, is this also the same guy that did Gantz or something or no?
I don't know. Is that the one with the shark
No, I don't
that
think
becomes
so.
like a zombie?
No. Gantz
Okay.
is the one where like aliens are invading, like it's one of the most like has one of the higher body counts for like a shonen manga ever.
Interesting. I've
That's
never
a
heard of that
freaky
one. His name is
No.
Ito. I think is his last name.
I'll have to
And
take a look at it. Yeah.
he has a very distinctive style and very, very horrifying. He's very good.
I wonder what Brad is taking me to dinner tonight.
I was reading an internet classic today, speaking of horror stuff. Have you ever heard of Tim the Caver?
Nope.
Oh, this is a really old school story. This was like,
Hey,
this thing was hosted
apparently-
on an Angel Fire website of all places.
Wow. Apparently you picking up clusters actually gets me clusters.
That's true. I just got my ass handed to me by a street light. It just fell down for no reason and knocked me down.
That's great.
Oh yeah. So Tim the Caver is this story of it's of this guy who basically goes into a cave and he becomes like possessed by a demon, and it's accompanied by pictures and stuff, like really low grade old school digital like photographs from like 2002.
yeah.
And it was basically like one of the very first of its kinds, like in like the no sleep subreddit, but you know, 10 years before Reddit existed.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I was reading that again today, and yeah, it's really cool. I like reading horror stuff.
I always have trouble with horror because it's either like horribly written or it's like I don't know. I feel like the horror genre in games, movies, whatever, almost always just relies on shock horror or, you know, jump scares or stuff like that. Or just like gruesome detail to freak you out instead of actually being like
Yeah, it takes
atmospherically creepy.
it takes an incredible gift, I think, to or perhaps maybe not even that, just really good insight into like what makes something scary that I think most people underestimate or
Oh,
something.
hey, I found you.
Yeah. I do agree that a lot of horror, especially in movies, is just jump scares,
Yeah.
and that's very disappointing.
My audience every once in a while asks for me to watch a horror game. Or not watch a horror game. Well, I mean, tomato, really.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, play a horror game. And it's like, alright, I'll try one. Oh. It was just bad. Oh, hey, this is a good one.
There we go. Is this an activity or a mission?
Activity. Right
Okay.
next to a mission, though. I just wanted to split it up a little bit.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Alright, so we have one gun provided.
What gun is it? Well,
Black hole generator.
it makes black holes and blows everything up. That's cool.
Now, try not to run into them yourself, because it does kind of knock you over and do horrible things.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that a little bit. Oh, there's a limited range in this thing, too. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
The only horror game that I've played any recently was Fear, and that game is incredible. Really, really was utterly terrifying. The thing I liked about
was trying to play it, and I was just I was so unimpressed with the general like the shooter element to it that it.
Oh, the
actually,
shooter element's terrible. The gameplay
Yeah.
is very rough. But I just think that what I liked about Fear was that it completely subverted every single expectation I had of it, like I thought I could keep on predicting it because of either what I knew about writing or just like tells that certain video games have. Things like, if you're going to be in a town, nothing scary is going to happen. If you're nearby NPCs, then you know that, like, things aren't going to be too scary for a little while. Fear kept on, like, subverting those, like, expectations I had of it, and that was really good.
I think I need to go back to it. I think part of the other problem I had with it was I was playing it at, like, 4 or 5 in the morning, something like that, so it's just like,
you were
alright.
mad high.
I mean, I get really loopy by the time... it gets that late at night.
And yet you regularly record to relatively close to that amount of time.
Yes, which is why I usually try and like do the dumb games that I'm probably not going to enjoy after X amount, just so I can enjoy it. So, have you heard of Grow Home?
Yeah, that's the Ubisoft game.
Yeah, that is good.
The experimental one?
Yeah, it's way better. It's way better when you're playing, like, well after hours, as far as I was concerned.
Because it gets really pornographic?
Well, yeah. Have you heard about have I mentioned my various exploits?
No.
So, I run around, like, molesting, bulls and stuff.
What?
Not even joking. Yeah. There's a bull in a cave, and I specifically... Okay, that was interesting. I specifically go out of my way to, like, molest it pretty substantially.
That makes me uncomfortable, and also the timer's stuck on 1 second, and now it's done.
It waits until your combo's over.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
So if
very
you're just
video
taking
game.
forever, you can actually keep going for like a minute or two.
These video game dances are these victory dances are wonderful.
Yeah, my dinosaur is very excited to be alive.
What else is good about Grow Home?
It's very pretty. I mentioned 3D minimalism, and I think it does it perfectly. So there's like
Toon
no
shading?
textures. It's all just like basic colors and lighting. The lighting is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never really thought of lighting as making that big of a difference in the way a game looks, but it totally
makes a
would,
huge
wouldn't
difference. Yeah, oh yeah.
it? Like, especially since we were talking about things like fear and stuff like that. I'm sure in horror games, lighting makes a huge difference to it. Wonder about starting a quest, however you're engaged to... Okay, whatever. Here's the fire and ice. Double tap. Quick swap fire. Oh, I see how it works. Kinda. Not really. I hit Q. Do I have the fire blast equipped? Nope, that's ice. There we are. Got that figured out.
Can I like charges this shit up? Doesn't look like it.
I would
That's a
imagine
shame.
that lighting makes a huge difference in the way that a game looks. But like I said, I mean, like you said earlier, I play a lot of shooters, and in a game like Team Fortress 2, the lighting just has to be really consistent and even throughout, more so than anything else. You don't see that in a whole lot. You don't see like artistic lighting in competitive shooters or anything like that.
Types exist in this simulation for various powers, if you are able to find or create the code, that is.
Thanks for the help.
Though maybe I'm underestimating Team Fortress 2. I mean, it is one of the visually most well-designed games ever.
Absolutely. Have you heard of... Well, I assume you've heard of Overwatch, right?
A little bit. I've never played it.
The lighting on that one is really gorgeous, but it's a Blizzard game, so it doesn't surprise me too much.
Sure.
Because they are all about that visual flair more than anything else half the time.
You say that with a hint of criticism.
Yeah. I mean, they should probably go back and fix World of Warcraft.
What happened to it? I don't know when it broke.
It's more so just the fact that the game... They only just updated the models, like 7 years after the game came out, so the characters no longer look like shit.
Well, I'm sure there were a lot of models. But then again, they can also afford it. So, what the hell, Blizzard? Tab to join the quest. Tab to join the quest, yes? What's going on? What? Huh. For whatever reason, I can't join your quest, except for I appear to be having joined your quest. Damn it, Saints Row 4, your interface is so weird. So often.
Hey, great. Where do I find one?
You're in luck. The Zen have a bunch in transit right now.
I'm not much of an MMO player, though. I think that... The only MMO that I've really played very much is Phantasy Star Online.
I think it depends. Like, a lot of MMOs, if they're largely directionless, they're kind of boring. I liked Phantasy Star Online because effectively you were just running dungeons.
Yeah, that's all.
And so I really appreciated that style of gameplay because it was very easy to digest. I really wish it wasn't as grindy as it was. Because there was so little content comparatively, but I guess part of it is I was never playing it online specifically. So,
Well, you could have just cheated.
well, I had it on the GameCube.
You can cheat on the GameCube version of that game. Hell yeah, you can cheat on the GameCube version of that. You had a memory card.
I did not know that you could cheat to like boost your level or anything like that.
Oh, one of the biggest problems that I saw with Phantasy Star was how easy it was to cheat. I mean, I got introduced by a friend showing me the game and saying, "This is my hacked character."
That's a shame. We should
Yeah.
load that up at some point. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Sure, I mean,
That
for
was-
one or two, but episodes, but like the game is now on private servers instead of.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
there's no
remember.
official server at all, and
Absolutely
that's
not.
fine because what they did is they adjusted all the drop rates to be a lot more reasonable.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess
That's
they had that
cool.
level of control over the server code. I don't really know the story behind it, but I really do think it's cool that they did it. This is specifically Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst, which I think is Phantasy Star Online's episodes like 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, because 3 was a card game. I didn't
3
even know
was a
4
card game.
included.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it didn't really jive.
Yeah. I
I-
played the beta version of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, I only ever had the GameCube version, so I never really, like, got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wish I had. Like, I didn't even know it was actually had a PC version until, okay, this is interesting.
Until I told
Didn't
you
even know
like
it had
10
a-
seconds ago.
No, a guy was playing it in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I knew, I just didn't know how much.
Mm-hmm.